Hello YouTubies, this is King Scribe and thanks for watching one of my most amazing YouTube videos of all time. Now, today I've had to sack somebody from my castle, my kingdom. I am the Lord of Lords, I am the King of Kings, and I am the biblical one, the most important one ever to be brought into existence. And this guy on my kingdom had, we got internet connection up there in the kingdom, and he decided that it was a good idea to actually write on Tommy Sheridan's site that somebody's a fruitcake, and the guy was called Peter Murphy. Now, Peter Murphy was a singer back in the 80s, and when he was singing he was doing some really some whack jobs which were really interesting, very artistic in nature. And he called him a fruitcake. He said he's a fruitcake because when he was looking at the the site, and you can also see what he was seeing, why he referred to the guy as a fruitcake. What he said was, and let's read it out here right now. Peter Murphy pleads guilty to meth possession in hit and run, sentenced to 3 years probation. Peter Murphy avoided jail time last week when he pleaded guilty to meth possession and no contest to hit and run and driving in connection. And that's the thing he saw. And because he saw hit and run, 3 years probation, and missing a jail term, and this being a big star back in the past, this servant of mine actually thought that this guy had run somebody over. Hit and run is very suggestive in that way. It's like gaslighting, brainwashing somebody into thinking hit and run jail time. It must have been quite a serious thing. And they're already smear campaigning this guy, gaslighting people into thinking something happened that it didn't even happen. You look at that, you automatically think that something really bad happened on the road. And this guy called this Peter Murphy, one of my servants called him a fruitcake. He's not a fruitcake, he's an artist. And he may well have bumped into a police car for a laugh. He may well have just tried to nudge that police car onto the train tracks or something. That could have been absolutely fine, depending on who's in it. If there's nobody in the car, it's just a bit of a laugh. You know what I mean? But don't do that in my kingdom though, because there are people on the trains and you don't want to hurt them either. But they are my servants, they're my peasants, they work for me in real life. Now, when I was actually talking to this servant of mine, this peasant who, goes around and does some half-decent things on various sites, I decided it's time to sack that guy, because he has obviously made a very serious mistake. He has embarrassed my good self on Facebook. I don't like that. I'm not taking the blame for some nitwit in my bloody kingdom calling people fruitcakes who are not fruitcakes, or making assumptions of something happening that didn't. A hit and run could just simply mean that you bumped into a lamppost and ran away. That's about as much as it could mean. Or just hit a bit of a car. It doesn't necessarily mean you mowed somebody over. But the article, when you see the thumbnail, actually suggests that could have happened. Now, so what I did to this guy in my kingdom was I just led him to the window, on one of those tower blocks, like big towers that are like 2 miles high, and I decided just to throw him out. I just grabbed hold of his head and just somersaulted him out the window. And then I pointed at my staff and said, anybody who makes a mistake or embarrasses my kingdom again is going to end up doing the same skydive as that guy into the crocodile pit. And everybody just went, yeah, we totally agree with that. And I'm happy about that too, because these people have to learn that King Scribe is the guy not to be messed with. This is not a lack of empathy or anything. This is just a kingdom. We're all part of being one family together. That's why I always go to these small villages and persecute them now and again. And also, crucify people and, say you need to be burnt at the stake because you look like an evil person. I go all crazy like that sometimes. But it's all very common on YouTube. It's all very common on the internet. So guys, Listen, whenever you actually read something on YouTube, or you watch it on YouTube, but whenever you read it on Facebook, never take anything for face value. And anybody can be gaslighted, including my servants. I can't be gaslighted. I worked this out ages ago. But that's what I mean. We've got to be very careful. Even now, anybody but my good self can be gaslighted. Anybody can be brainwashed. Hitting one is very suggestive. It sounds like something bad has happened, and you automatically assume it with a jail term, with a probation, that it might have been a hit and run. So never assume this sort of thing, guys. And anyway, thank you for watching one of my most incredible YouTube videos. I'll see you later.